Welcome to the Ketones and Coffee Podcast with Lorenz Manaig, where we explore the ketogenic lifestyle and how it can improve your physical and mental health. Each week, we bring you valuable insights and advice from experts to help you on your journey to a healthier lifestyle. This episode is brought to you by BasicKetogenicLifestyle.com, where Lorenz coaches individuals with depression to reverse their symptoms and achieve a healthier, happier life using an evidence-based approach. So sit back, relax, and join us as we dive deep into the world of ketones and coffee. Subscribe to the Ketones and Coffee Podcast today and never miss an episode.
Welcome to the Ketones and Coffee Podcast, where we talk about creating a sustainable, healthy lifestyle through the ketogenic diet. I'm Lawrence, and I'm so grateful to have you join me on this journey. Every week, I bring in guests who have the knowledge and experience to help you on your own journey to a better health. Guys, this week, we are doing something different. We don't have a guest today, so I thought I would step in and give you a little backstory about me. We have a lot of listeners on the show since I did it the last time, and so it's only fitting to do this right now. And then I'm going to be talking about the ketogenic diet and the brain relation with my own experience. If you know my story, you know why this is so important to me, which I think is very important to get into, and how I was able to relieve my symptoms of depression. And then I want to talk to you about how do we actually apply this lifestyle into our own lifestyle and how you can get support at the end. Let's get into it. But first, I want to thank the people who organized this past weekend's Ontario Keto Fest. Sugar Daddies from Cambridge, Ontario. They are a restaurant who serves gluten-free and keto-friendly meals. You can also buy their products from select Metro and Sobeys around Ontario. If you are from Southern Ontario, I highly recommend Sugar Daddies Bakery. All right, back to the show, guys. Welcome to the Ketones and Coffee Podcast again, and my name is Lorenz, the host of the Ketones and Coffee Podcast. I am a certified ketogenic health coach, and I help people take the ketogenic diet and make it a lifestyle to create a lasting change in their life. On this show, I bring in individuals to interview them specifically to learn about their story. And it sort of became a mission of mine to learn from these experts, not only for myself, but for you, the listener, so you can create a lasting change yourself. And that's what it's all about. We all learn from these success stories, right? And I certainly have applied it to my own lifestyle. If somehow by listening to the podcast have helped you along the way, consider giving your feedback wherever you're listening so that a lot more people can listen to these incredible stories. So my story, I want you to imagine this, guys. We're starting with my story now. I want you to imagine this as if you're 30 pounds overweight, you have a chronic anxiety, and you get the worst panic attacks. You go to therapy also once a week because you don't understand what's going on, and neither does the people around you. It was determined later on to be major depression. Fear is taking over your life at this point. It starts to affect your career, affects your relationships around you. Your girlfriend at the time was very strong, but it starts to take a toll on her too. It's starting to feel like you were just stuck in a dark place of constant fear. Life is starting to feel like it has no meaning, guys. That was me a few years ago, until I fought for what I wanted, and ultimately when I adapted the ketogenic lifestyle, everything lifted. Energy lifted. Mood lifted. It's like a light bulb that had just turned on. I found the ketogenic diet, guys, at the right time where I was ready to apply it, right? I wasn't understanding what was going on at the time. I certainly couldn't go searching on Google because of all the nonsense that Google spews about keto. And so I went on and reached out to people on social media who had success on the ketogenic diet. It's really that easy for me. And that started the podcast because as I learned from people, I wanted to share it with others at the same time. So I didn't see a podcast who brings regular people on, and so I started bringing regular people like me who wants to share their own story, right? My life was wasting away, and now I am thriving, right? And I realized people are really needlessly suffering. So that was my story. And I want to talk to you about the connection between keto and the brain, because this is what I experienced. And ever since adapting the ketogenic lifestyle, my depression comes back with a vengeance. And when I would go off plan or what they call a cheat day, it comes back. And so there must be a connection there, right? So here it is. The studies done with bipolar disorders and depression has been linked to energy metabolism of the brain. When you have bipolar or major depression, there's a degree of abnormal glucose metabolism, meaning you are not efficiently utilizing glucose for energy, right? There's something wrong with your mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, which creates the energy, right? Which converts what you take in, food, your fuel, into energy. There's something wrong with that. And that calls for a abnormal glucose metabolism, right? There's a study when you have bipolar or depression, right? Our brain consumes 20 to 25% of energy, which makes it the most energy intensive organ in the brain, guys. A slight reduction in energy will cause the brain to be less optimal. So the ketogenic diet works well because it uses a different fuel called ketones. Ketones is released by the liver when you're in ketosis to fuel the brain, the heart, and other cells. It uses different pathways, so regardless if you have a abnormal glucose metabolism, your body can still access ketones for fuel. And that's how keto can lead to a cure, because it can stabilize your energy and even protect your brain. So I was just in awe of this, and I've had Dr. Ian Campbell. I interviewed him on the show, and he explains this phenomenon better than I did. And there's a whole branch of new science called metabolic psychiatry. That is a grassroots movement that proves that this works. Clinical trials are also on the way. If you have a loved one who suffers from major depression and bipolar disorder, reach out to these people and they will lead you to a cure, or at least get them to a better care, right? I believe this will soon be standard care and one day be covered by insurance. So that's that. So applications. But you ask, right, what does it take to really adapt a ketogenic lifestyle? All of these benefits are great. Weight loss, the connection with the brain, reversing type 2 diabetes. But what does it take to really adapt a ketogenic lifestyle? Well, that's a great question, right? I might say, well, just reduce carbohydrates to 20 to 50 grams and don't eat processed foods and seed oils. Easy. Well, not quite that easy, right? Why not? Well, because we are dealing with habits here, guys, social conditioning and the norm. Not to mention, limiting beliefs. And we all have them, right? There's limiting beliefs. The reason people fail to change their lifestyle, or any goal for that matter, is because they haven't dealt with these issues, the issues underneath the surface, right? For example, if you start a new diet today and all you did was deprive yourself of the foods that you crave, you might do it for a period of time, but since you haven't dealt with your emotions, and since you haven't learned the fundamental principles of creating a lifestyle change, it's never going to work without feeling deprived, right? So if you're doing this now, it means you still have the desire to create a change. Use that right now and start right now. But you will need more than just a burning desire to unlock the lasting results, right? And that's what I teach my clients. So having said that, where do you start? Well, I want to give you some tips that you can do so that you do not get too overwhelmed with the changes, right? If you do this correctly, you will unlock these lasting results, all right? These are the step-by-step tips that I can give you right now. You can start right now. Number one, These are 5 tips, guys. I want you to take notes and really, if you're serious about this, if you're committed, take notes right now. Get a pen and paper, pause this right now, and get to writing. Number 1, identify your goals. That's our number 1 tip. Identify your goals. The first step in making a positive lifestyle change is to identify your goals. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to lose weight, improve your fitness, reduce stress, reduce symptoms of depression? Once you identify that, write it down and create a plan to achieve it, right? How are you planning to achieve it, right? Set a specific, measurable. This is from Jim Quick, his book Limitless, right? Smart goals, he calls it, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, right? I forgot the other 2. But you get it, right? Smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable goals. It can help you stay motivated. Now you can look it up on Google what that means, right? It can help you stay motivated and focused on making positive changes, right? Make it specific, measurable, and achievable. Number 1, that's identifying your goals. Number 2, start small, right? What does that mean? Start small. Well, to make a significant lifestyle change, right? For some people it works. Some people cold turkey works. They jump into it because maybe they're not. There's 2 things about it too, right? If you're a moderator, good, right? But if you're an abstainer, some people are an abstainer and they can't really moderate like in small quantities. So what they do is they jump right to it, right? But for most of us, we have to start small. Making significant lifestyle changes can be very, very overwhelming for us, right? So it is essential to start small. For example, if you want to improve your diet, start making one healthy change at a time, right? For example, you eliminate sugary drinks. Big factor, right? Sugary drinks not only has sugar, a lot of sugar. Most of them have 40 grams of sugar. And also most of them have caffeine, high amounts of caffeine, right? Which also contributes to your anxiety and depression. Get rid of that. Make one healthy change at a time. Eliminate sugary drinks. Maybe replace it with sparkling water, right? It works for me. Just an example. Over time, you can gradually make more significant changes to your diet, such as, maybe reducing your portion sizes or eliminating processed foods, right? One at a time. That's number 2. Start small. Number 3, create a routine, right? Why is this important? Creating a routine. Creating a routine can help you stick to your goals. How? For example, if you want to exercise more, schedule your workouts at the same time each day, right? Or before you go for a run, you make sure you're prepared the night before, right? You prepared all of your running shoes is already at the door. Right? You have to be prepared. Create that routine so that it's easier in the morning. Right? I wake up and work out at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. Right? Because that works for me. So that I have the whole day for myself. But you don't have to do it my way. Do it where it makes sense for you, for your lifestyle. This can help you establish a habit and make it easier to stick to it, right? Create that new habit. It's going to be tough in the beginning, right? But since you have that desire to do it now, use that. Use that. And make it make sense for you, right? Number 4, I think the most important thing will be to get support, right? How does it help? Well, it's essential to get support, either from your family, from your friends, right? Or a coach, right? Get a keto coach to stay accountable. Why? Because they have the experience and the know-how. When you need to stay on track, they've been there. They've done that. They know what to tell. They know what to say to you, right? So that you can achieve your goals, right? If you're looking for an idea, for example, chances are somebody already thought of it. It's in a book. Read a book, right? If you're looking for somebody to help you to create a lasting change, get a coach that will help you who actually did that, right? That's why it's so important to get support. That's number 4, get support. And last but not least is to celebrate your successes, right? It is essential to celebrate your successes as you go. I love this. No matter how small the win is, you said you were going to wake up 10 minutes earlier and you did. Congratulations. You have done yourself. It starts there and build momentum, right? Celebrate your successes. That's how you create success around your lifestyle, right? Identify your goals, number 1. Number 2, start small, right? Start small. Eliminate that one thing at a time. 3, create a routine, right? Create a routine. Establish that habit. Number 4, get support, right? Get support from families, from friends, and from a coach. I have coaches for everything. I have coaches for my business, right? I have coaches for coaching. I have coaches for weightlifting, right? Why? Because I want to speed up the process, right? Somebody else has done the process, and look for those people. Number 5, celebrate your successes, right? Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, guys. No matter how small. Like I said, wake up at 5:30 instead of your usual 6, right? That's a win. Take that, create that, build that momentum. And that's how you create success around your lifestyle, right? That's how you create it. These are tools, these are mindset that you have to have in order for you to create a sustainable lifestyle around the lifestyle you want to sustain. That makes sense? You have to make a decision now. Is it a yes or no? Decide now. There's no maybe, right? Maybe is what get you to waiting and see. People who always wait and see end up fantasizing on what could have been, right? At least the people who said no, they moved on, and they were decisive enough to know it's not for them. And the people who said yes also moved on and finally changed their life for the better, right? Decide today. If you say you want to lose weight, you don't want to stay stuck, stay depressed because it's affecting your career, your relationships around you, everything suffers around you, it's time to commit to a better you. Let me ask you this. If you could do everything that you wanted and more, and it's on that other side of what you fear, would you do it? Yes, right? And what's the difference now? Well, I guaranteed your success. I guarantee that you could do it if you could just follow the steps, right? I have a program that gives you all the support you need on your journey. Whether you've done keto before or new to keto, I will make sure that you succeed. I'm looking for 10 committed people to sign up to my program this summer. If that's you, let's connect. I have a link to book your free consult, and we will figure out a personalized keto coaching program that is designed for you. I will help you lose the weight, blast away those weight struggles, and create that lasting change in your life. In return, you will experience more energy, mental clarity, and you will feel good again. And the ultimate goal is to make your keto lifestyle enjoyable and successful. Right? We will address all your struggles and conquer your challenges and create that roadmap for success. So is it a yes or a no? Are you committed? Right? All the link will be in the description box below, so you guys can check that out. We have a lot of guests also. We have a lot of guests coming up on the podcast who have great, incredible stories on the ketogenic diet. So make sure to subscribe wherever you're listening or watching. Subscribe. And if the interviews help you in any way, shape, or form, again, please consider leaving your feedback. It means a lot to the show and the podcast. And I thank you for your support, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you've reached this point, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Until the next one, guys. All right. Peace.
Subscribe to the Ketones and Coffee Podcast today and never miss an episode.